to At Babe in Library. It's your girl Liese, and I'm here with another video. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. Stop, Liese. Okay, so today I figured we'd do a 5-star prediction video. I actually had a chance to run through and create an Excel spreadsheet of all of the books that are on my, bookshelf and on my cart that I have not read. And let me tell you, it's quite a bit, right? I am now venturing into the consumerism. You're buying more that you're reading. Clearly, I am a library user, so I get a lot of books from the library or Hoopla, and that does not solve for me owning books that I have not read. So hopefully this is going to be an accountability video. I need you all to make sure, typically we give people a year to read the books. I'm not going to be that person that's like, I'm going to read the book or it's off of my shelf. That's not going to be me. But I need you all to hold me accountable to say that these are going to be completed within the year, and hopefully that means I'll still be on BookTube a year from now.
Editing Liese here. Please excuse the chewing of the gum and you seeing the gum. I didn't know I was doing it until I got ready to edit this video, and honestly, I don't want to re-record it. There is no excuse. I just have no couth, and I wish I could tell you I was raised in a barn, but my mama raised me better than that. So please forgive me. I know that may disgust people. If it is something that bothers you, I understand. I would say please, try to give the video a shot because it's really good content. And that's the main reason why I didn't want to refilm it. Also because I could be lazy and I know I have to edit it anyway, but
so as always, before I get started, if you like what you see, please place something in the comments. Please subscribe. Let your friends know, because again, these are really great books and I want to share them with everyone. So without further ado, I'll get started. Majority of these are either really hyped up on BookTube or you've heard of them, but these are books that I haven't read that are on my bookshelf that I need to make sure I'm in the know. So the first book on the list is Always Only You by Chloe Liese. So I'm just starting my Birdman Brothers binge. I actually almost skipped the first book, which is When It's Only When It's Us, or only when it's us, or something like that. I almost skipped that, trying to rush to get to this, and that would have been a colossal mistake. This, I'm just going to tease myself with. I'm going to put it up as do what you need to do so you can get to this. But that first book lets me know this is soon to follow, because that first book is stellar. But the reason why this is on my 5 stars is because I think book number 1 is going to be 5-star read. I'm going to put it up on the screen, but this is actually everyone's favorite. And so if I'm giving the first book tentatively, I haven't concluded, but if I think that that's going to be a 5-star book and this is everyone's favorite, I have no doubt this is going to be a 5-star book. So this is actually, all of these videos have a forbidden aspect. I'm not going to say they're forbidden in the dark tone. This is forbidden because Frankie and Ren are co-workers. This is a sports romance. It is Grump Sunshine, where Frankie, she is the Grump, and Ren is the Sunshine character, which we love to see that reverse role play in terms of the trope. And I will say this has disability rep. Actually, the entire series has really great disability rep. So if you're looking for a series that has that, I tell you to pick up the Birdman Brothers series by Chloe Liese. Again, co-workers. Ren is the hockey star who's always been in love with Frankie, and Frankie has been afraid to open up her heart because of her diagnosis. So I am super excited to jump into this because Chloe's writing is funny and is smart and quick, and I'm eating up the first book, so I can only imagine that I will love this one. So Always Only You by Chloe Liese is my first 5-star recommendation, or prediction rather. The second one is The Perfect Find by Tia Williams. The reason why I think this one is going to be a 5-star, because I actually had this on my TBR long before her recent release, It Happened, or 7 Days in June. That was the book that I read earlier this year or last year. It was this year. And I loved it. Gave it 5 stars. But this one had actually been on my TBR before I even knew that one exists. I just never got around to it. But knowing that I love 7 Days in June, I believe that I'm going to love The Perfect Find, because, spoiler alert, this couple has a small cameo in 7 Days in June. So you've already been introduced to Eric, who is the love interest in this one. Again, all of these books that I'm going to recommend today are forbidden. This is also another co-workers. So where that one was a sports romance, this is a co-worker relationship that has to do with the fashion industry. This is reverse age gap. So Jenna, who is the female main character, is in her 40s. And Eric, I believe, right? Eric is in his 20s. So a really big age gap. Both of them work in the fashion industry. She is a blogger or editorial, and he is the videographer. This is a Black romance. They are put together to work on a project, and really Jenna is just getting back out there. She is trying to overcome some of the challenges in her life. She has to have a new job from being fired from her old job. And she was dumped by her fiance, right? So she's got a lot of things that she is in a crossroads with. And hopefully Eric is going to help her through that in the relationship aspect as well as the career aspect. So I am very interested to see this play out. And I obviously know it's going to be a happily ever after, or at least a happy for now, because I did get to see the couple. But I just can't tell you how excited I am to pick this one up. So the next 5-star prediction, literally every book she touches, according to BookTube and Bookstagram, turns to gold. And I am racking up the books, but I know my little bitty heart can't take it, because everything she touches is extremely emotional. And once I start her backlog, I have no excuse but to continue on and just live in my emotions and drown in them. So I'm waiting on a good time for me to just breathe and dive in. But one of my 5-star predictions is going to be Real by Kennedy Ryan. Look at this. It's just gorgeous. Like, beautiful Black love. I know this is quite shiny, so hopefully if you all can't see it, if it's a glare, I'll put another copy on the screen. But this is co-worker romance yet again. Are you starting to notice a theme? Black romance. This is in the film industry, and it's dealing with like old Hollywood, and that is something we don't necessarily get, and it has a lot of Renaissance, right? So you get to see like the Harlem Renaissance, you get a little bit of exposure and education. One of the things, and I kind of opened it up and I was like, this is how I know I'm in love. Like, Kennedy wrote this for us girlies who want to see that Black love and want to feel embraced, like that warm hug in the culture. The dedication, it says, dedicated to the stars who shone the brightest when it was dark. It has an homage or dedication and appreciation for Billie Holiday, Lena Horne, Dorothy Dandridge, Josephine Baker, Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, and the list goes on. Just from this dedication alone, my heart is just warmed with joy. So I don't want to get emotional, because I know Kennedy is going to wreck me. Anything that she touches, again, is going to put me in the feels, and I haven't even read it yet, and like that just lets you know I'm not ready. The 4th book, I know it's going to wreck me as well. I'm going to be a crying, sobbing mess because this one I heard is rough. Actually, I was gifted this. This is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartmann. I was gifted this by Raunchy Romance Reviews on in Instagram. So thank you so very much for allowing me to win this, and you chose this for me based on my wish list. Everyone who reads this talks about how this is truly soulmates lovers book. This is again forbidden, but this is dark. So please check the trigger warnings. This is dark. It has to do with a couple who, they weren't a couple at the time. Actually, the main male character and the female character knew each other because he is her sister's fiance. So this is forbidden in terms of the couple gets together after, or they help each other after they've been kidnapped. So they've been kidnapped together by a serial killer who puts people in a situation in terms of he locks them up, forces them to create a bond and fall in love with each other before he kills them. And so they actually did not like each other prior to the incident, but she respected him knowing that he was the fiance of her sister, and she had no one else to call, and so she was stranded, and he went to go pick her up, and that's when they were kidnapped. So this is a survival romance. What happens after two people go through something that's tragic and horrifying, and the dependency and the relationship and the process of being put back into the real world, what that looks like when you have two people that are together. So I know this is going to be a lot for me to handle, but I also know that it's going to be a 5-star. This next one, when I read it, I read the synopsis and I'm like, damn, that's good. Like, I know. How can I not love it? How can I not give it 5 stars? And that is going to be Restore Me by J.L. Seegars. The sequel actually just came out this month, and so I'm going to have to pick that up. Yes, again, consumerism. I'm going to buy it to support. This is a Black author. This is a Black romance. You're going to get my coins. But also because I know once I finish this chunker, I'm going to want to jump into that. Again, an enemies to lovers romance that has to do with this couple. The main male character was best friends with the female character's deceased husband. You heard me correct. This is an enemies situation in terms of when her husband was alive, she did not like the main male character and believed he hated her, but in reality, he put up a wall because he has been pining and in love with her, but she was the wife of his best friend. Now that he is deceased, and they're still around each other, feelings are starting to show, and I am sure they're going to find comfort in one another. This is still where they may be grieving, but they're grieving together. I cannot wait. Just to give you a little bit of a taste from the back, and again, from his perspective, it says, Sloan-Ken is going to be my undoing. What's worse is I think I'm going to enjoy being unraveled by the gold flecks in her hazel eyes and adorable little way she scrunches up her nose when we're arguing, which she has done a lot over the past 10 decades. She thinks because I hate her, and I've always let her think that because the alternative is untenable. But something is changing between us, and I don't know how to stop myself from breaking every promise I've ever made to myself regarding my best friend's wife. Promises that include never telling her that there has been a long list of things I feel about her, but hate isn't one of them. Tell me, and that's just his perspective. I didn't even read hers. Tell me this isn't 5 stars just from reading the premise. You can't. Lastly, the last one I have, I'm not necessarily sure if it's a 5-star. I want it to be a 5-star, but the reason why it is like a possibility, so these are 5 for sure full stars. Like, I put money on it going to the bank that these are 5 stars. This one I'm not sure about because I own almost all of the books in the series, and yet I haven't started them. I don't know what the writing is like, but the premise sounds pretty good. And that's going to be Twisted Hate by Huang. I know everyone loves this. It's all over BookTube and Bookstagram, but I have absolutely no clue yet why I haven't picked them up. Like I said, I own 3 out of the 4, but this one is forbidden in terms of its best sister's best friend, and this is another hate to love romance where they actually, what I hear is they actually do hate each other. And they hate each other for a good portion of the book, which is typically not real in terms of they may dislike each other or someone did something, and after the first few chapters they get over it. No. I hear that they hate each other and they're hate banging throughout most of the book until somebody finally gets their ish together and be like, hey, let's see if we can develop feelings for one another. But this has a boss babe in terms of former party girl who is now about to try to pass the bar in terms of being a lawyer. So, love to see it. Also has a doctor romance. It has diversity rap. So, I am all here for it. Again, this is probably the one that I'm not quite sure if it's going to be a 5-star. It may be a 4.5, but I felt like I wanted to include this because I needed that bonus. So those are my predictions. Let me know if you've read any of them, which one you recommend to start with. Again, I can probably tell you it's going to be the Always Only You because I'm loving Chloe Liese. But if there's something else you're like, hey, just wait a minute. You need to read this now and come back and tell me. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.